In 2008, the Jewish vote nationally went 78% to 21%. That's 4-1 for Obama over Senator McCain. Ron Kuby, civil rights attorney, well-known, connected New Yorker. Was this the revenge of the Jews?
Well, it was revenge of a certain segment of the Jewish community. The particular district, District 9, a lot of Holocaust survivors, children of Holocaust survivors, family members of Holocaust survivors. And these are the folks who still think that Israel is the international version of panic room. That is, one day when America finally turns on the Jews and starts throwing us in ovens, we'll all be able to flee to Israel. And that's why Israel's security, not America's security, but Israel's security is the most important thing in the world. Now, most people don't think that way anymore. Most Jews don't think that anymore. But a large number of the people who think that way live in District 9.
I want to be clear. Although the Orthodox Jews voted overwhelmingly for the Republican, for Turner, the more moderate Jews, or the less Orthodox Jews, I guess you could say, were more evenly divided. Still, it was quite a landslide.
Well, remember, one of the things that hurt David Weprin, which was much more local, he voted in favor of gay marriage as an assemblyman, which alienated much of his Orthodox base. I mean, he himself is an Orthodox Jew. It's not like he's a member of Hamas.
Right. So the Orthodox Jew lost, the Democrat, to the 70-year-old Catholic ex-cable TV exec. New York Post ace Fred Dicker did the president's position on Israel. Is that what cost him, or was it having a lame Democratic candidate?
It was a confluence of a whole bunch of issues, Geraldo. It was a terrible candidate. David Weprin was picked not because he was a strong candidate. He was picked because he was a weak candidate. They wanted to have a Democratic congressman who wouldn't challenge the Democratic leadership next year when they abolished that district. So they picked the guy widely described as a nebbish. And
Wait, you're saying they wanted to throw the race? Fred.
Not throw it. They wanted someone who wouldn't who wouldn't be a threat to other elected Democratic congressmen next year when they abolished this district. This district, the Democrats felt, would be the one to be abolished next year because one Democratic district has to go. New York is losing 2 districts. One's expected to be a Democrat, one a Republican. They wanted a candidate who, when they abolished his seat, David Weprin, wouldn't then turn around and challenge another incumbent Democrat trying to stay in Congress. They thought he was so weak that he wouldn't do that, but strong enough to win. They calculated that in June, before President Obama's ratings took such a nosedive, and they now paid the cost of that miscalculation.
And Weprin, the Democrat, also is in favor of the Ground Zero Mosque, so-called. Mark Meckler joins us, the founder of the Tea Party Patriots. I don't think of that as a particularly Jewish phenomenon, Mark. Do you have many Jewish Tea Partiers?
Well, yeah, I am the founder. I'm a Jewish Tea Partier, Geraldo.
Was the tea flavored any differently? I mean, was it the economy? Are you saying that it's also the economy and government spending and all that? Or are those traditionally Republican issues or Tea Party issues not relevant here?
No, I think they're highly relevant. I'm actually stunned by the tone of this discussion that in 2011 what we're talking about is the Jews and the Jewish vote. This is about America. This is about Americans. It's not about Jews versus Catholics. It's not about race. It's not about religion. These are Americans that were repudiating Democratic policies. These are Americans that were repudiating our president's policies,
Mark,
both domestically and abroad.
An Amish vote is not talking, it's talking about religion. Don't be silly. We're not talking about it's not about religion or race. This is about this particular district. Orthodox Jewish people have payas and wear hats and stuff. I mean, come on, be real.
They're only about 25% of the district, if that. I would note.
That is stunning, Geraldo. I'm stunned. You're talking about Geraldo. Hold on a second, Geraldo. You are talking about religious stereotypes. It's only 25% of the district, and you're talking about people wearing 40%, and you're talking about people wearing hats. These are American citizens. Those kind of stereotypes are outrageous.
I think we're all Jews on this show.
We can get away with this. Let's all do Hava Nagila to make Mark feel better.
Ed Koch gets up there.
Hava Nagila. All right.
He gets up there and specifically tells the constituents that what you have to do
is protect Israel.
Is to protect Israel, not from David Weprin, but from Barack Obama. And you should cast your vote out of loyalty to the state of Israel. I mean,
that's what Ed Koch said, Mark Meckler. That's what he said.
Ed Koch is making. So
that's what he said, Mark.
We're cooking this up, Mark.
I understand that, and politicians say all kinds of things all the time. And frankly, if you look at Americans are much smarter than our political class in general. You don't give them enough credit. You think they're single-issue voters, and you're trying to stereotype. It's simply not appropriate and not correct.
Okay. Fred, final statement. I got to go.
Poll of a district showed
I got to move on to stereotypes of Latinos in the next segment. But go ahead, quick, Fred.
Not Israel.
Say that again, Fred. I missed it. I'm sorry.
Every poll, including the most recent one, the Siena one last week, showed that the economy and unemployment was the #1 issue for all voters, Jews and non-Jews alike. Israel was low on the totem pole. It was important to Jews, but it wasn't necessarily decisive. And if it was decisive, it may have been to the Orthodox Jews, who make up a relatively small number, maybe 20 or 25%.
Okay. Mark Meckler, thank you. Fred Dickler, thank you. Ron Kuby, we're going to move on. Losing the Jewish vote would hurt the president's reelection chances, as Governor Huckabee said. Losing the Hispanic vote